share with you the story of Ahmed al-Manasra. On Monday, the 28th, 2023, the Jordanian media outlet Al-Mamlaka TV spotlighted on the social media campaign to release the prisoner Ahmed al-Manasra, who was arrested at the age of 13. The al-Manasra case came back to news again after appealing to his mother about his poor health and psychological condition. Thus, human rights associations and activists adopted the campaign, making the young prisoner the talk of the hour through different social media platforms such as Twitter and Instagram. The occupation forces arrested the Palestinian child al-Manasra back to 2015 for allegedly attempting to carry out a stabbing attack in occupied Jerusalem. At that time, the occupation shot al-Manasra and his cousin, who was martyred in front of his eyes, while Zionist settlers ran over the Palestinian child, which resulted in his skull fractures. Mish Mitzaker, which means I don't remember, is a phrase associated with al-Manasra during his interrogation. However, the child was not spared from psychological and physical torture during his detention. After spending 8 birthdays in prison and a fine of $56,000, the child still has to spend 1 more year behind the occupation prison bars, while he's currently in solitary confinement in Al Alyoun prison, according to Captive Club. Ahmed al-Manasra is not a special case, nor an exception. According to Al Jazeera, the Zionist army has imprisoned more than 12,000 Palestinian children since the year 2000. Furthermore, the Zionist fire has killed many Palestinians since the start of 2023, according to the Associated Press. Regarding to Defense for Children International Palestine reports, during 5-year period of attacks of the 2000 and 2005, 700 Palestinian children died at the hands of Israeli forces and settlers. Since then, there were thousands of Palestinian children have been killed in Palestine.
Free Palestine. We are listening to a special broadcast prepared by students from the Media and Palestine course. Palestine voice deserves to be heard, understood, and shared. Join us as we engage to discuss many topics.
Dear listeners and fellow enthusiasts of knowledge and culture, I'm Loubna Hafidi from Media and Palestine class at IUI. And today, my friends, we gather here to center Palestinian youth experiences.
القدس وشوارعها وسماها أجمل مكان، ميل عنا وسأل عنا، احنا للكرم عنوان.
وإذا بدك تتهنى الناصرة بتبعت سلام، قاعدة بتحلى 100,000 بوجودك حلو الكلام.
ميل على وادي عار، ركوة القهوة عالنار، شرفنا حارة حارة، قلوبنا لعيونك دار.
ميل على وادي عار وركوة القهوة عالنار، شرفنا حارة حارة، قلوبنا لعيونك دار.
ميل على بلدي لتشوف كيف البحر
كيف
to share with you a sneak peek concerning the projects I did, Gen Z in Palestine and the Diaspora, which is about featuring Palestinian youth voices. I chose to organize a panel discussion with my Palestinian friends who live in different parts of the historic Palestine and the diaspora, to travel with them to their cities, childhood, and live with them their personal experiences. The reason behind this decision is I learned through our friendship that it is always better to learn about Palestinian story from them instead of the media, especially with the misleading information when it comes to digital content about Palestinians. Usually, through books or documentaries, we find stories or testimonies of all generations. But what do we really know about the young Palestinians? Notably, that the percentage of the youth between the ages 18 and 29 years old in Palestine was about 22% of the total population in 2022, according to Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics. Thus, I contacted 5 Palestinian friends from Ramallah in the West Bank, Gaza, land of 48, which is occupied Palestine, and East Jerusalem. I sent a text message where I explained to them my idea, the reason behind it, and my main goal of it. Also, I made sure to explain that they have the choice to use a fake name or to participate with an audio only. First, all the responses were positive, so we moved on to the next step, which is finding the time slot that works for everyone. Since there is no chance to gather Palestinians from their homeland because of the occupation. We decided to meet online through Microsoft Teams. Unfortunately, surprises happened. My friend from land of 48, which is occupied Palestine, apologized and explained to me that for safety reasons, she's afraid to participate in the panel, while my friend from East Jerusalem was no longer responsive to my messages. Dear listeners, it is important to explain that the Zionist occupied Palestinian territories, the lands of 48, that include many Palestinian cities, and East Jerusalem. The Palestinians who live in occupied Palestine are under surveillance and they are subject to the law of occupation. At the end of the day, despite all the challenges, we managed to meet. And I had the honor to host Ranin from Ramallah, Khalid from Gaza, and Aya from Chicago. Right now, I will leave you with an extract from the panel discussion Gen Z in Palestine and the Diaspora.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Aya Mohammed. I am from Palestine. I have a dual identity, so my father's side is from the Dakhil, which is considered the 1948 Arabs. His family is from the Ramla and the Lid, and my mom is from the Diffa, which is the West Bank.
أنا اسمي خالد عباس من فلسطين، أعيش في قطاع غزة، تحديدا في مدينة خان يونس.
أدعى رنين دياب، أعيش في الضفة الغربية، the West Bank.
كان تعرفي يعني على القضية الفلسطينية من مشاهدتي للجنود الاحتلال يعني يتجولون في الشوارع أمامنا. حدثت يعني قضايا أو انتفاضات كمسمى تاني، الوهبات يعني فلسطينية ضد الإسرائيليين، فجعلت هذه التواريخ يعني مغروسة في أي يعني عقل أو أي شخص فلسطيني.
We went one time to a trip to the Dakhil, and they basically had to come and search the whole school bus, even though we were all under 10 years old.
يقومون بفتح المعبر أو الحاجز اللي هو التشيك بوينت. وأنا كفتاة لا يشدون كثير على السيدات، يسمحون للفتيات بكافة الأعمار بالذهاب. أما الرجال فهناك تحفظ، أعتقد الأطفال تحت سن 10 والكبار فوق سن 40.
نسبة البطالة أكثر من 60%. رواتب الموظفين عليها خصومات عديدة بسبب الاحتلال ومشاكل مع الأمور الدخل، الضرائب وما شابه.
Like, you know, for school, for education, for job opportunities that we have in the US, alhamdulillah, there's so many of them, then that kind of takes away the reason of me being here. The whole purpose of being in the US is just to build your wealth, because we've been robbed of that opportunity in Palestine.
هناك شاب مقدسي قام الاحتلال باستفزازه من أجل اغتياله. الاحتلال يركز على الشباب، فئة الشباب والذكور الشباب، يعني يستهدف قتل الشباب وفئة الذكور.
So I don't like every media I consume about my own country is from a Palestinian media itself. Like I'm not gonna let like New York Times educate me about my own country, like especially like the way that they write. It's always like, oh, like the way that they choose their words selectively makes it seem like, you know, it's like it's not an occupation, it's not a legal occupation. It's like, yeah, there's two sides, you know, it's really complicated issue, but it's really not. Like clearly the interests of, you know, Western imperialism just steam through all of these outlets. So I completely avoid, you know, any form of media consumption about what's going on in Palestine if it's not like a Palestini like journalist, if it's not like someone that's literally on the ground there, like, or like Arab media exclusively.
لأن هناك الكثير من يعني هناك تغبيش على الإعلام الذي لا يوصل الصورة بأدق تفاصيلها، كما يحصل على سبيل المثال في حال الحروب، فقط يعرف العالم في غزة.
مواطن في أي دولة حيفكر بالهجرة من باب تحسين حياته، ولكن إذا جينا للواقع البلاد غالية يا لبنى، غالية، فلسطين غالية كثير كثير كثير.
أنا كفلسطيني يعني أتمنى من يعني جميع الشعوب العربية الأجنبية يعني التضامن مع القضية الفلسطينية، التضامن مع الشعب الغزي خصوصا شعب الضفة الغربية، الإحساس في المعاناة التي نعيشها يوميا بسبب الحصار القاطع على قطاع غزة خصوصا.
لكن أود إضافة أن في المدرسة كنا نستمع للنشيد الوطني حين يقول فليمسي وطني حرة فليرحل محتلي، فأود مشاركة النشيد الوطني، وأتمنى من المشاهدين أن يذهبوا إلى اليوتيوب ويستمعوا إلى النشيد الوطني وليقولوا فلتحيا فلسطين حرة عربية كما كنا وكما اعتدنا أن نفعل في المدارس.
فليرحل محتلي فليرحل فليمسي وطني حرة فليرحل محتلي فليمسي وطني حرة فليرحل محتلي فليرحل فليمسي وطني حرة فليرحل
opportunity to thank my friends for accepting the invitation and sharing their personal stories with us. And don't forget to watch the full version of Gen Z in Palestine and the Diaspora. It will be available tomorrow in both the course website, which is media-palestine.online, and the YouTube channel where you are listening to this broadcast right now. As it is always mentioned, as it was mentioned in the trailer, the Palestinian youth do acknowledge the importance of supporting Palestine. And I want to add that the support starts within the Palestinian community, as in the case of the content creator Subhi, half Palestinian based in the USA. He's known as Speh, and he owns an online clothes store named The Collective. The concept of this store, as mentioned on the website, and I quote, "We provide cultural merch to help diaspora kids rep their culture loud and proud. From diaspora kids, by diaspora kids." And in one of his Instagram reels, where he shares the ranking of 10 top sales hoodies based on the Palestinian city name printed on the hoodie.
So regarding Cities of Palestine launch, for those of y'all who don't know, Palestinians are, one, very proud of their town and village, and two, super competitive. So naturally, I've been getting so many messages of Palestinians saying, but like, who bought the most? Like, which city was the most popular? I literally never even thought of it like that, but now here we are. So top 10 most popular cities based on number of purchases. Starting at number 10, we have Ramon. Qada Ramallah. Ya ahla wa sahla fik. Surprisingly, majority of these are going to be small cities, not the major ones. I didn't expect that. Number 9, Turmusaya. Not surprised by that one. Half of the Palestinian population in America is from Turmusaya. MashaAllah alayhin, they're single-handedly carrying the entire Palestinian gold industry on their back in the States. Number 8, Beit Hanina, Qada al-Quds. Yeah, hello wallah. Number 7, we have Silwad, Qada Ramallah. A lot of Silwadi folk up north, mashallah. Number 6, Betunia. I expected this. I know there are a lot of Betunia folk, especially in Chicago, mashallah. Number 5, Gaza. This is when we start hitting major cities. This makes sense. Gaza is huge, y'all. Massive. أهل غزة أفخر ناس بالله. Number 4, Safad. This one touched my heart. Because if you don't know, Safad is one of the major districts in Palestine that for the most part was completely ethnically cleansed in 1948. I think the figure is like 95-96% of the cities in Safad wiped out. So seeing this many people rep Safad, يا حبايبي الله يرضى عليكم. Number 3, we have Nablus الغاليين. Not to be biased because I'm from Qada Nablus, but محلاتش النابلسين. Number 2, and this surprised me, Al-Bire. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be like Khalil, maybe, or even that Gaza would be like number 2 or 3. But mashallah, Ahl Al-Bire. And finally, at number 1, Al-Quds. Not surprised by this. I was expecting this, 100%. Al-Quds is the heart of Palestine. Now just for funsies, because I already have the metrics, you can share the 11 through 20 rankings. 11 is Ain Karim, 12 Al Khalil, 13 Deir Dibwan, 14 Bir Nabala, number 15 Mazra'a Sharqiyya. I thought this was gonna be way higher. There are a lot of y'all in the States. 16 Ramallah, 17 Salat al-Dhahr, Ahl Arlington, mashallah alaykum. 18 is Ain Yabrud, 19 is Tul Karim, and 20 is Jenin. Still hilarious to me how we ended up having to do a rankings list just because of Palestinian competitiveness.
From that video, we can notice that Subhi is not just running a business. Subhi is delivering a message to the community, which says that the historic Palestine do exist, and we will keep sharing the correct version of history. There are also initiatives from inside Palestine, as the Moment Meet phone application. The Palestinian young businessman Said Zidat created this app to allow people who are in the same area to meet and do different activities together. But what is special about this application is the story of its creator. However, Zidat's financial struggles, which did not allow him to enroll in college when he found himself the one who should take care of his family once the Zionists arrested his father, so he relied on self-learning. And that passion in computer science was the fuel that gave him the energy needed to face all the obstacles he confronted at the beginning of his career. Like when the Zionists shut down his projects, which led to declaring bankruptcy, and he had to start over from scratch. The story of Said Zidat is one among many, from where we can learn that with Palestinians there is no surrender. I found that a very beautiful message about hope and true faith. So let each one of us be a soldier in his or her field and support the cause according to his or her specialization, so that we can deliver the message of this legendary people, Palestinians, to the whole world. Youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. Youth of today are liberators of tomorrow. And let us remain believers that Palestine will be free.
على عهدي على ديني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني